Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. How are we all? It's middle of the week. It's a Wednesday. Hope we're all good. Hope we're all having a good week so far. Good morning, Claire. Hope you're well, sweetheart. Good morning, Leslie. Hope you're well. Nice to see people coming in. Do say hello. Do comment. Wednesday is all about Crystal of the Week. So this week on the screen, you should see the crystal for this week, the gorgeous Merlinite. Merlinite was in the center of the grid on Monday, the grid for inspiration. How we're doing with that? How we're doing with the inspiration? Have we found anything inspiring? Or have we inspired others? Something to think about. Let me know. So just wait for a couple of minutes. I don't normally start till 8:30. So just give a few minutes for people to find us. If you've got any questions at all, please do ask. Today is going to be all about Merlinite or dendritic agate. Good morning, Elaine. Lovely to see you. So yeah, what people have been up to. Morning, Sandy. Hope you're well, sweetheart. Love it. While we wait for other people to come on, I'll show you some closer looks at the beautiful crystal we're looking at today. So tonight we do have our live crystal market. That will be starting at 7 o'clock. I love this crystal. I mean, I'll be interested to hear what you guys get from this crystal. And what do you see in these patterns? So this sphere, part of our stock. I don't know how it's part of our stock, because I would quite happily give that one a home. And this bit here, if you really look in this corner, you can really see that dendritic there, that tree-like. That's why it's called dendritic, because of the tree-like. Absolute beautiful. So I like my crystals when they've got patterns like this, like rhodonite and merlinite. I find them so pretty, and you can really look into the crystals and just see what you can see in those patterns. Got a little tiny sphere here. Good morning, Kerry McCarthy. Top of the morning to you, darling. Rock hills and tall grass. Yeah, beautiful, Elaine. Gorgeous. And we do have some hearts as well. So yeah, so as the grid for this week is inspiration, maybe some of you might feel inspired whilst looking into the Merlinite. Morning, Kay. I hope you're well, sweetheart. Okay, just show you a couple more, and then we'll make a start telling you the ins and outs of this beautiful crystal. Yeah, they're all pretty, but you like the heart. Bless you, Kerry. Then we have some mini palms as well. I should have perhaps actually got rid of my own face on this one, so you could see a close-up of the Merlinites, but I'll hopefully try and do that whilst I tell you about it. So for all here, I'm going to duck down and tell you the ins and outs of this beautiful crystal, the crystal of the week, Merlinite, or dendritic agate. So as always, we do like to touch on the science of these crystals, the shape, the sizes, the way that they are formed, the chemical compositions, the hardness. So here we're looking at, because it's an agate, agates are a member of the quartzes. So for it to be a quartz, for it to be an agate, we're looking at the trigonal crystal system, quite similar to the hexagonal crystal system, because when you get a quartz point, you'll see that the quartz point is a six-sided shape. But in the cross section of the hexagonal, you have the six sides. In the cross section of the trigonal, you'll have the three sides. You're looking at the triangle, and obviously it takes six triangles to make the hexagon. So unlike beryl, aquamarine, emerald, that form in hexagons, we're looking at the trigonal, where we're looking at the triangles that make up that hexagon. And you'll see trigonal pop up so many times because so many crystals form in this shape if they crystallize. So a quartz point is the crystallized structure. Quite a lot of the crystals form in mass. So rose quartz, you're not going to find that crystallizing very often. It's a very rare occurrence when that shows its true form. Same as Merlinite, carnelian, some of the agate family, hematite, the jaspers. They tend to grow more in a mass than in the true crystal form, but they're still trigonal. The system is still there. So your other agates, so your flower agate, your moss agate, your tree agate, is part of the same system. So is your amethyst, because it's part of the quartz family. Your aventurines, they're part of the quartz. Your green, your blue, your yellow. Calcites, the manganose, the blues, the greens. Carnelian, citrine, hematite, I said. Your jaspers, ocean jasper, silver leaf jasper, rhodochrosite. And then we have the two conundrums as well. We have ruby and sapphire. Even though, again, you'll see that they grow in that hexagonal shape, it's the cross section of the three sides that makes the pattern of that. So here we are with the trigonal crystal system. I'm a little bit in love with this sphere, so you guys can have the love of this sphere as well. Then we have the Mohs scale. So once we know how the crystal is formed, then we need to know the hardness. If we understand the hardness of the crystals, then we know which ones we can put together, which ones can sit nicely in our pockets without creating too much damage to one another. So the Mohs scale is important. And also when we come to cleansing the crystals, understanding the measure of hardness, we'll understand what things we can use to cleanse. So this is in the middle here. Quite a few crystals, and especially those in the trigonal, we will find them to also have the hardness of a 6 to a 7. So down the bottom there in the 6s, you'll see things like the feldspar, so the moonstone family, labradorite family, carnelian, which we mentioned as part of the trigonal system, amazonite, bloodstone. Bloodstone is another type of in the trigonal. It's red jasper with green chalcedony. And then at the top of the range, obviously we've got the clear quartz, tiger's eye, danburite, rose quartz, kunzite, other agates. So as a rule, there's quite a good mix and quite a common mix. Most of us would have tiger's eye, most of us would have quartz, and amethyst, citrine, and other types of agates. So for us to be carrying these crystals around, those should be quite safe to be put into a bag together and carry it around with us. Just be careful with any raw pieces, because even though there are of the same family, there might be some fracture lines in the raw pieces that being bashed too often might cause it to open up and to split. And also just be careful of carrying raw and polished pieces together, because those that are polished tend to have a little bit more of a tougher surface than those that are raw. So once we've looked at the Mohs scale, we've looked at the way it's formed, then we need to know those chemicals. What is inside Merlinite or dendritic agate? And as you can see, we do have those tree-like patterns on these beautiful crystals. It's a manganese inclusion that has gone into this. Physilamine is another crystal that we stock, and it's generally physilamine that is in Merlinite to give it that pattern. Hence the name dendritic, which means that tree-like, fern-like patterns that we see growing around it. Normally it's called, if we don't know it as dendritic agate, we might hear it being called dendritic opal. And that's when you look at it, it does seem to have that sheen of opal, but it is not an opal. It is not a common opal, even though it looks very shiny like your green opals and your blue opals. It is an agate. Sources say that it has that opalesque sheen because where it's formed, it can be formed near flowing water. So the water, as it grows, helps it to give it that nice sheen to it. But we're looking at a silicon dioxide. So same family again, because it's an agate, it carries that same family trait as the quartz in structure, in the Mohs scale, in the hardness, and in the chemical composition. So SiO2, silicon dioxide with inclusions, which is the manganese iodide, which is inside, giving it that beautiful feathery patterning, tree-like. So how do we look after Merlinite? You know, if these crystals are going to help us, if these crystals are working with our energy, within our house, work, social life, personal life, then we need to make sure we're keeping them fresh, we're keeping them clean. So with all the agates, with all the quartzes, we can bring in all the three for cleansing. So the smudge, absolutely, use your smoke, use your California white sage, your Palo Santo, your incense sticks, run the crystals through that smoke and hold that intent that whilst you're running it through, you're cleansing it. Sound, so your singing bowls, your tuning forks, tincture bells, whatever you use to make that sound, whether it's a bit of plinky plonk, that would be great. And water, definitely. We can use water to clean and to cleanse Merlinite. Now to charge, even though it's just gone, I would use the full moon. This to me screams moon energy. I don't know whether it's because it looks a little bit like a forest in front of a moonlit scenery, but it screams more moon to me than it does sun. But I'm open to offers. I'm open, you know, what do you guys think? And also, I'm sure many of you have worked with Merlinite. Let me know how you feel working with Merlinite. What do you use it for? What sort of times do you use it to carry with you, to sleep with it? How do you cleanse? How do you charge your pieces of Merlinite? Please let me know. But yeah, I do like the moon. The moon energy for me feels good with Merlinite. And we get, yeah, that charge. And don't forget, only charge the crystals that you have worked with. Don't just chuck all your crystals out there because it's a full moon. Only chuck out the crystals. And I don't even put mine outside. I just tell them it's a full moon and may they charged under the energy of the full moon. Intent is key with everything, with cleansing, with clearing, charging. Intent is what is key there. So now we come to the spiritual side of things. Why would we carry Merlinite? It's known as the stone of Plentitude. It is a stone that can create abundance, not just money-wise, but in every aspect of our lives. It can bring in the abundance, that tree energy. Remember and just think of that, because it can help in growing. Very similar, if people have heard me talk about flower agate, which is another type of agate. With the flower agate, we get that the stages of the flower from the seed up until the bloom of the flower. Very similar with Merlinite, with that tree energy branching out. Feel those dendritic patternings on that Merlinite. Connect to our energies. You know, if we're starting out in a business, feel the trunk of that tree, that support, the roots of the tree digging into the ground, and then the branches reaching out to all those opportunities, all those possibilities. But not just in business, in our own life, in our own private life, in our social lives, feel that tree-like energy coming through. A little bit like the other agates, so moss agate and tree agate. If you've worked with them two, you will feel that pull towards working with nature. And we get that with Merlinite as well, especially making you bring around an awareness of conservation, helping you to see things more green, live in a green way. It has a beautiful grounding, calming energy, which with that grounding reminds us to stay connected, and not just to Earth itself, but to our own roots. And if we're connected, if we are grounded, then we can grow. So really feel that stage of the trees and really connect that to the energy of Merlinite. Some of you will know that I'm cross-referencing from Merlinite to dendritic agate. We can't talk about the spiritual aspects of Merlinite without discussing Merlin himself, because Merlin the wizard is one of the reasons it got its name Merlinite. And it's down to that mindfulness, connecting it, so not just the root chakra, we can connect it to our crown chakra. And Merlinite, the wizard, dragon energy, unicorn energy. If you're somebody who is quite logical in your mind, if you're somebody who is liking routine, like structure, you might find it a little bit harder accessing the spiritual realm, to let go and let your imagination take you to the magical realms, the mythical realms. So many people wish to see dragons, wish to connect to the elven folk and the woodland realms and the folklore, the myths around the woodlands. But if we're too logical, if we're too structured, it might take a while for our mind to bend and to bring in that imagination. So we use Merlinite to help us to access those realms, connect to Merlin himself, and just allow the mind to relax. Allow that logical side to take a step back, bring in the imagination, let that flow. So again, with abundance, with that stone of plentitude, if you're quite a creative person, but you find that sometimes, especially if you're story writing and you're feeling a little bit of a block in bringing through thoughts, bringing through that imagination, then have a piece of Merlinite next to your laptop or your journal, whatever it is you're writing there. Hold it, rub it, and just allow your mind to bend, to flow. Again, that tree-like pattern. Allow your mind to branch out. We've not just got one branch in our mind. We've not just got the logical. We've got many branches. If you look at our nervous system, if you look at the brain and all those nervous, they're dendrites. They look like tree-like formations. So really sending messages to our body, to certain areas of our body, Merlinite can really work well for that. Let me just pop up. Let me just pop up here. So yeah, really useful stone for anything to do with the mind. Branch out, connect with yourself, send those messages to yourself, any ailments, anything at all around there. So I love the crystal. I absolutely love working with Merlinite. Not that I need any help accessing the fantasy realms and imagining myself being around the elven folk, around the oak trees. I can go there quite easily. But this, yeah, I resonate with that energy so much. So let me know how you guys feel. We're just coming up to 10 minutes left. So if you've got any questions yourself about Merlinite, please do ask. If you've worked with Merlinite, why have you worked with it? What did you find it helps with? Did you carry it? Did you sleep with it? Did you tuck it in your bra? Let me know what you've worked with it for and what you've felt it helped with. But yeah, I just love the structure of it. I just love the dendrite in it that makes you want to reach out to these opportunities. You know, for so long we can have blinkers on and we can only just see that way. But branch out, see what's around you, see what is there. So any questions at all, please do ask. I will be on live again tonight. We've got our live crystal market at 7. So I'll be showing you these guys because these are all for sale. Although you don't have to wait for tonight to make a purchase. If any of those on the table are calling you, drop us a message and we can send you more pictures, let you know how to pay, etc. But tonight will be the market night, going around the shop, looking at some of our new things, looking at other things. And then I will be back for my morning lives on Friday for that generic card reading. Claire, I saw a snowy landscape trail with trees. Yeah, it is. It's very snowy. It's that very, spiritual, a very spiritual crystal Merlinite. Norma, good morning, sweetheart. Love my Merlinite with Jasper. Thank you. Great timing. You know, talking Merlinite. Love it. Brilliant. Yes. Yeah, you did. You purchased. You did purchase a piece of Merlinite with that Jasper. So that's brilliant. Good morning, Hayley. I hope you're well, sweetheart. Kay, have you got a dragon's head in Merlinite? Do you know what? It's got to be one of the crystals I've never seen in a dragon's head or in a skull. Isn't that weird? Because wouldn't that be amazing to feel that Merlin energy in a dragon's head? Oof. I need to have a word with our suppliers and be like, why have I never seen any carvings? We need a dragon's head Merlinite. Yes. We need to call upon Merlin. Good shout, Kay. We haven't got one. I've never seen one. I mean, I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure they do exist. I mean, it's quite with an agate, and with it being 6 to 7 on the hardness, it's quite a good stone to carve with. Most of the carvings you see are done with agates because they've got that good solid structure, so the carvers can really do intricate carvings on it. Less likely to fracture, less likely to crack. So agates are a good crystal to go to for that. So yeah, Sarah, good morning, gorgeous. Something magical about Merlinite. Oh no, you have it in moons. I love moons for my grid and the beautiful sphere. We do have the big moons, but then we also have smaller moons as well. So yeah, we've got the little tiny moons. I didn't bring any out with me, but we've got the little ones as well. Yeah, the spheres are just this one. It's just, yeah, and the one that's on our grid as well. If you were here Monday, there's one that we grid with. I just love. It's just such beautiful. Oh, if this doesn't go in the market tonight, I might have to put it in my pocket. Shh. Claire, it definitely helped me push through with my house sale and move, as I had a piece in my bedroom during the months before. Yeah, so again, that plentitude, that abundance. I mean, when we talk about abundance, we often think of citrine and we think of the wealth. We don't automatically think of that with um, Merlinite. It's not all to do with the wealth. It's about branching out. It is about growth, growing in yourself, growing out of your house and into a new one. Beautiful. Nice. Kerry McCarthy, love Merlinite. Had a ring. I'm after a ring. We do actually. I didn't bring them. We do have some pendants with Merlinite, which is gorgeous. I would love a ring with Merlinite. One of those, you know, not a little thing. You know, it's got to be a decent size. And I wore it through my priestess training, which really helped me. But since I moved house, I can't find it. Oh, don't you just hate that? Oh, I hope you do find it. I hope it's there somewhere. But yeah, priestess, you know, in your priestess training, you're growing. You're digging those roots into honoring that priestess, but you're branching out. So definitely I can see where that helps you. Gorgeous. Leslie, Dan, will Merlinite help with a really bad bloodshot eye, as I have one in the crescent shape? Ooh, bloodstone would help. Anything with bloodstone, or your rhodonite would help. Um, you could see because we've got that dendrite in us. We've got our nerves are like the tree-like patternings that we find on Merlinite. So yeah, you can feel. Give it a go. Give it a go. I mean, don't whack it on your eye. I mean, you'll be messaging me tomorrow saying, okay, what can cure a black eye? Because I've just dropped Merlinite on my eye. So be careful. But I would perhaps just I'm picking up that sphere again. I would perhaps just close my eye and I would perhaps just roll my piece of Merlinite over that area. Just, but make sure you got a strong grip on it. I don't want you having a black eye and a bloodshot eye. That's not good. Elaine, I find the round sphere very, 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 which is at the beginning. That's why I'm drawn to Merlinite and Rhodonite, because they both have that oriental patterns, shapes, drawings. With Rhodonite, it's like someone's just done a sunset wash and then got their black paint and made some beautiful lines. And with this, yeah, definitely. Do you have any jewelry with Merlinite? Yes, we do. We have 2 pendants with Merlinite in. If you want me to send you any pictures of those, just drop us a message and I'll send you some pictures of that. But I will be showing the jewelry tonight on the live market at 7. So get in quick before it goes out there to the rest of the world. So yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Woo! Okay, so that's the in and outs of Merlinite. The trigonal crystal system. Okay, forms the same way as your quartz and the rest of the agates. And like the rest of the agates, it's a 6 to a 7 on the hardness scale. For it to be a silicate, it has to have the silicon. So it is a silicon dioxide mineral with inclusions, and this has physilamine. Physilamine is the dark that gives it the tree-like patterning on it. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for supporting my lives. I absolutely love doing my mornings with you guys. Waking up with you is a pleasure, although I've been awake a few times because I am at the shop already. As I said, join me tonight at 7 for the live market. It might be bring supper, bring a flask, maybe even a sleeping bag. It might be a long night. We might be in it for the long haul. And then Friday morning at 8:30, I'll be doing my card readings for you guys as well. Tomorrow I'm off to the hairdressers. I can't wait. No, I'm not having it all chopped off. I'm just going for a trim, maybe some layers. I don't know. Why do I think of Jennifer Aniston when I think of that? Yeah, I'm just going to go and have a pamper. So I'm going to be working all day, but then at 4:45, I'm going to go and let a beautiful woman do what she wants with my hair. Cannot wait. So yeah, that's exciting. I might be doing some lives on Instagram or on Facebook throughout the next few days because we've got Mothering Sunday coming up. So I will be showing some crystal ideas. I did one yesterday on Instagram, some crystal ideas for your mum. I might do one today at some point for Facebook. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Hump day. We're halfway there. Can you hear the weekend? I think it's on the horizon. It's nearly there. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Love you all so much. I don't know when to say goodbye. I'm saying it now. Love you all lots. Bye.